I feel really discouraged today. It's been hard growing this YouTube channel. There's so many things to think about. It took me so long to get my video quality right, and it still needs a lot of work. My editing software having issues, thinking of ideas, and also just having trouble getting my message across in the way that I want to get it across, and then working on a thumbnail and a title that's gonna get clicks, and it's a lot. And then it gets really discouraging when you work really hard on a video and it gets like your worst views that you ever got on your channel. And sometimes the video that does the best was the video that took no effort at all. So it can get discouraging. And plus, on top of all that, I have a bunch of other shit in my life going on. So it gets hard sometimes when I already have all this other stuff going on, and then now I need to find time to squeeze in a video when I'm already feeling discouraged about the videos. It's tough. And I had a moment today where I felt like giving up, and that inspired this video because I'm not gonna give up, and I want to talk about what helps me not give up. And I've throughout the years consumed a lot of motivational content about never give up, no matter how hard it gets. Those those kind of videos. And not I'm not saying that they don't help, but they're not enough. Two of the biggest things that they talk about in those videos is, one is remember your why you're even doing what you're doing in the first place. And I think that is important, to not lose sight of that. And the other big thing they talk about is like, remember how much progress you've made. Look at how far you've gone. Don't just give that up. And both of those things are true as fuck, and it's good advice, and it does help. But for me, no matter how many videos I watched with someone doing push-ups with motivational music and talking about those exact things, no matter how many videos of those I watched, it wasn't enough to like keep a long-term sustainable consistent discipline. It's enough to just kind of give me this motivation for a little bit, but it doesn't carry over for the long term. So I'm gonna share 3 things that help me in the long term to be long-term consistent. This past year has been the most consistent discipline that I've ever had in my life. Even with the videos, it's been real nice and consistent. But before I started posting a lot this May, I've been doing so good with my schoolwork, better than I ever have. And it's because of these 3 things that I'm gonna share. So the first one, so important, man. It's stop being so harsh and serious about everything, okay? Because part of why I have felt like giving up in the past is because I look at the task in front of me as this thing is so hard, and it's gonna be so painful and suffering to do it, and you just gotta push through it and do it anyway. And it's kind of this mindset. All right, mindset works for short-term fuel motivation, boom, but you can't sustain that motivation in the long term. There has to be a way to consistently have discipline about this thing that we care about so much. There has to be a way to be disciplined about that for long periods of time. And for me, it's changing my entire attitude towards it. Instead of viewing these videos, like imagine if I came here on this video and I was like, all right, I'm gonna share this message, and I'm like, if I'm coming at it with that attitude, then it's going to feel like suffering for me. It's going to make my brain associate videos with discomfort and pain. I don't want my brain to think of videos like that. I want my brain to love making videos. All right, so that's what this key is about. Learning how to enjoy the thing instead of being so harsh and serious about it, okay? Stop saying, I need to get through this. If we're in the middle of a task and telling ourselves, I just need to get through it, I can't wait till it's over, it will be impossible to enjoy that thing. The only way to enjoy something is to be present with it. How are you supposed to enjoy something if you're thinking about when it's gonna be over? If you want to enjoy it, you have to be there with it. Totally just it like right now in this moment when I'm making this video, I'm here. I'm hearing the crickets, feeling the wind, the humidity, the beautiful greenery around me. Like I am embracing this moment. And that's why I'm enjoying myself right now. You know, that's what got me to be able to do this video because I said I didn't feel like it today. I was feeling discouraged, but now I am in a joyful state. Why? Because I'm not in this video like, when's it gonna be over? I gotta grind through it, grind, hustle, 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 get done with it, and then do it again the next day. Ah! That is how you hate your life. That is a perfect recipe for I'm gonna just suffer for no reason. All right, we don't have to do that. We just don't have to do that anymore. All right, and if you want more tips on how to enjoy anything in life so you can stop giving up, I don't know where I got a link, but one of these sides, it'll have that video. Okay, and here's the second key. All right, it's to be kind to yourself. All right, one of the biggest reasons why I have quit on a lot of things in the past and not being able to be consistently disciplined like I have been so much this last year, it's because I just beat myself up. So I'm so hard on myself. Anytime I make a little mistake, a little misstep, a little failure, anytime something doesn't go smoothly or perfectly, I'm so mean to myself about it. I just tell myself why did you let that happen? You should have done this, you should have done that, you should have been on top of that. And the moment that I realized it is impossible to do everything perfectly, that is when I stopped giving up all the time. Because I started being kinder to myself. And what happens when I'm kinder to myself? Now I'm uplifting myself. When I beat myself up, what am I doing? Pushing myself down. I'm beating myself down to the ground. That version of myself that has been beaten down to the ground, that Travis wants to give up because he's getting just beat down to the ground. Of course he wants to give up. I'm done with this shit. I don't want to do this anymore. But if I uplift myself and say, hey, you know what? We make mistakes. It's okay. This is part of the journey of life. Imagine if my journey of life, everything just went perfectly 100% of the time. You know how boring that would be? If you could just have your goal instantly in the snap of fingers? That would eliminate the journey. And the journey is what's so beautiful about life. So I embrace my failures, I embrace my mistakes, and I uplift myself. I'm so kind to myself. When I am so kind to myself and I uplift myself like that, I don't feel like giving up because I have been uplifted. My spirits are boom, they're up. All right, so when you're hard on yourself, you're pushing your spirits down and making yourself more likely to give up, more likely to quit. Okay? And the third key that I'll share is finding balance. Man, I used to be one of the most unbalanced people in the world. I would take everything to the radical extreme. When I was first starting off with like workout regimens, it was like crazy. I would have myself doing 2 workouts a day. One would be a yoga thing, and then the other thing would be like in the gym thing, and they would be like 2 hours each, and it would have to be every day, and I'm not allowed to miss a day no matter what, and I have to be in bed by 9 p.m. every night, or 21 for my global audience, and then waking up at 5 a.m. every morning, and I can't miss a day. Everything would be so intense, and I would have no balance in my life. I would stop hanging out with friends. I would stop like investing energy into my relationships. Okay? I would stop doing any other creative, artistic, fun other hobbies that I have because everything is this one thing. I was working on a side business that I had in high school where I was doing like Instagram marketing for other companies, and I would be like working until 2 a.m. on my laptop. Holy fuck. That is loud as shit. Wow. Sorry, I had to move because the crickets were super loud over there. But I would be literally working until 2 a.m. in my room on my laptop, and then I would have to get up at 5 a.m. and hit a workout. And then I also couldn't eat any sweets, no chocolate, sugar, nothing. It would be the most unbalanced, intense fucking thing. And then guess what would happen? After a certain period of time, I would burn out. Obviously, because that is not sustainable. That is not balanced. If we want long-term, sustainable, consistent discipline, we have to have balance. Because when we have these harsh regimens, and a lot of these motivational videos that I was talking about before, a lot of them encourage this. Work until 5 a.m. Don't sleep at all. Rah, 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 rah. You should only be getting 5 hours of sleep every night if you really want to be successful. Like, no, that's actually not how you be successful, because you burn out. You can't have that long-term consistent discipline. And I don't want to say for everyone. Maybe there are some people who can just do that. But that has not been effective for me at all. It causes me to burn out. The reason I have been more consistently disciplined than ever in my life is because I've found balance. I do like to eat clean. I like to eat healthy and take care of my body, but I allow myself to have some cookies on an occasion. The past version of me would have said, I have to make a video every single day. Well, that's not sustainable right now. I can't do that right now in my life. I have a lot of other things going on. But right now, I'm able to post once every 3 days, and that's working for me. And if I told myself I have to post every single day, I would have burnt out by now, and I would not be continuing posting videos. It's because I've given myself this balance. Or I've also cut out time to spend time with friends, to spend time with family, because that's important too. Instead of just being like, no, I only have to work and grind right now, and relationships can wait later. No, because when you spend time with people, that even if you're an introvert, that is still necessary for your well-being and your your health as a person, right? We are human beings. We are social creatures. It's just part of, we need food, we need water, we need social. So doing that is another very important part of balance in life that's allowed me to be consistent with my videos. All right, and the last thing I'll add here is just take baby steps. All right. A lot of times it's hard for me to get into action when I make this picture in my mind like, oh my God, this thing is going to be so hard. It's going to take so much energy. Look at this big thing. When in reality, I don't have to immediately commit to doing this whole huge thing. I can just take one little step. All right. Sometimes coming out here to make a video seems like this whole big project, but in reality, I just got to grab my phone. And once I've grabbed my phone, then I just got to walk to my car. That's easy. I can walk to my car. I don't have to commit to making the video yet, but let me at least just walk to my car. And I can drive out there, it's only a 5-minute drive for me to get where I am. And I can do that. If I don't feel like it, then I won't feel like it. I can just take a walk. And that's totally fine. I can literally just come out here and take a walk, and I will be satisfied because that is good for my health. Of course I care about these videos, but I'm not forcing myself to do this, right? But I'm getting in motion. I'm taking these little baby steps. And guess what? Now, by the time I'm out here, I think about some ideas a little bit and be like, okay, you know what? I can just set up my camera. I don't have to record anything. I can just set it up. And then by the time I've done all this stuff, I've just gained so much momentum in this way that now it's like, all right, well, I might as well just record the video now. I've already come all this way. I feel all this energy, momentum, but it's taking those little tiny steps that really helps me do that. Just committing to a little thing instead of this big thing. You start getting momentum instead of feeling like you're drowning in this big giant task. All right. So that's just the stuff that's helped me not give up. I know it can be tough. I know it can be tough. All right. Like, don't get discouraged if you don't just feel constant motivation. All right. It's unrealistic. We see these videos of people out there that are like superhuman people, like David Goggins, just constantly always on the grind, never quit. And then we compare ourselves to that. And it's like, dude, you're a human being. It's okay if you don't feel motivated all the time. All right. But these things that I shared helps me to get into action and not give up, because at the end of the day, we really care about that thing. Whatever it is that you're wanting to not give up in, we really care about it. There's a reason we're doing it. you know? So it's important we think about these things and how we can stay consistent with it so we don't give up on ourselves, give up on our deepest passions of what we want to do in this life before we die. All right. So I love you and thank you so much for the support. If you want to support me, drop a like and a comment. It really helps push my videos out in the algorithm. So you're very appreciated. And thank you for watching. I love you. Have a good day.